Off to Kent today, 150 miles each way, and we're going to see Pete, Freebird of Reason. You probably watched his channel on YouTube. His story along the way with Woody, his Harris Hawk, several years into move now. I haven't actually seen Woody fly, so I've known Pete for quite a while now. See him now and again, him and his wife Karen, but I've never been out with him and Woody. He's invited me down, so we're going to spend the morning hunting Harris Hawks in broken terrain, and then this afternoon, hopefully, another friend of Pete's is going to take us out longwinging. Whether or not any of that will be on the channel, I don't know, and I'll explain more about that later. But for now, still a lot of mileage to go, so I'm going to carry on the journey.
So we're going to come out the other end of this wood and then go down the field, but we're going to see if we can get a point of willow.
Oh.
Go.
We are.
That's coming down.
Great, isn't it? Better than working, isn't it, Pete?
Not half.
Better than working.
You can't beat it. It's the best part of retirement.
Well, yeah, all right for some, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Semi-retired.
I've got the old mic on here somewhere, Pete. You might have to speak up, which is not conducive to catching anything.
I know.
But
That's all right.
let's have a quick interview, shall we?
Yeah, why not?
How long have you been flying Woody?
I think this is our 6th season.
Wow. And what made you get Woody?
Well, I had birds when I was a child, but that was like crows and stuff like that, and cockatiels and things. But eventually, I knew that I wanted to get into falconry when I retired, and my mate that flies merlins and peregrines, I went out with him a few times, but you know, he was offering me whatever I wanted really, and he was going to help me, but it was the Harris Hawk that I wanted. It was the species that I was going to continue with. So
Did he turn his nose up at that, or did he get? Was he?
No,
understandable.
He thought it was a good thing to do anyway, and he still offers me the chance of a merlin if I want one.
That's
And
lovely,
we were
isn't it?
talking about
Because he breeds them.
yeah, and I was going to get a sparrowhawk, and you know, if I needed any help, he's there for that
so
as well.
A proper mentor that actually knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
sort of
I mean, we're going to meet him later on. He is a really old school falconer and very helpful. So I got into the Harris Hawk, and really I just want to, what I want is to give this hawk the best that I can give it and get the best out of it.
Yeah.
So I like to get him really, really fit. We fly every day, different styles, either soaring or like hooded through a wood and just following on. But they're so versatile.
I think you're like me. When you started, you kind of read or was told that you really wanted to be flying that bird every day.
Yeah.
And I did when I started. You know,
Yeah.
6 days a week, I always said.
Yeah.
Very few people do now, don't they?
Yeah, but
Very few
I
people.
didn't know any different, because the guy that was helping me out, I think you might want to call him a mentor, although he sort of didn't come out with me, he just left me to my own devices. He said there's only one way to do it, and you've got to do it 7 days a week.
Yeah, I think.
Now he is on his second marriage, because the first one failed.
Yeah,
through falconry.
yeah.
But I didn't know any different. He said, hood your hawk 7 days a week, and that was it.
Yeah.
And he all he used to do is phone me up. Are you out? Are you out? Just making sure.
Yeah. We'd wash his hands off, you like.
Yeah, making sure I was out every day.
And what made you? I know you said like me, you had animals and birds, but you know, what was the push? Why falconry? Where did that come from?
Well, that came from me asking my mate, can I come out and watch what you're doing?
Right.
So for a few years I was watching what he was doing, and I thought, yeah, this is what I want. This is what I want to do. But I didn't really know how to get into it. But I just waited until I semi-retired. Basically, that was due to a manager that I didn't like. I mean, I would still have been there. So anyway, he done me a favour. I got out
Give it a push, like.
and got the Harris Hawk. Now the Harris Hawk, the bloodline was from one of his birds when he was in his 20s, which was
Wow. Yes, so there's a bit of
Izzy,
history there.
and it went to Jemima Perry Jones'
Wow.
place.
Yeah.
And, Izzy was quite well known. So Izzy went with Silver Fox.
Oh yeah.
He went. What's his name?
Mark Fox.
Mark.
Mark.
So I got this hawk off Mark because
Oh,
Izzy
wow.
went with Mark, and Izzy
Brad.
is the bloodline he breeds with. So we had quite a journey, but.
Oh, Woody's it's kind of a, there's a bit of pedigree to him, really, isn't there?
Yeah.
A known pedigree, like most of them now.
Yeah. I'm going to remove his hood.
Your dog's broken.
Cooling off. I'm going to remove the hood.
So I've had a wander through seeing if the dog will point pheasant in the wood. You said normally it's as the shooting season progresses, the pheasants hole up in here, but nothing so far. So we're going to go out.
So I'm going to let Woody have a little fly around through the last bit of wood, following on, and I can just sort of gauge what he's like.
Just before we do,
Yeah.
several seasons in, are you pleased you got Woody, or do you wish you'd have got something else, like one of those Merlins or whatever? Were you happy you got him?
I am, because I've had so much fun with this hawk. I like this type of hawking.
Yeah.
Now when I go out with him with the Merlins, we're in a field. It's not quite so, for me, it's not quite so gripping. I love watching the flights, but I know the difference between the two sport. And for me, going through the wood, the exercise, it's hard work. But I prefer all this outside.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. Yeah, that's why I love the goshawks and the Harrisawks and red tails. It's a little bit, it reminds me more of like rough shooting for the pot.
Yes.
You're going out in all different habitats, and anything that gets up, your gun might shoot. You're not, it's not as purist that you kind of, even with my eagle, it's kind of pretty much hares. So you're just endlessly roaming looking for hares. Whereas this kind of hawk is more exciting to me in a way, because literally you don't know what's about to happen, do you?
No.
Any bush or cover or tree, something might suddenly break, you know.
Because I did do a lot of rough shooting before when I was younger, and I used to enjoy that. This is a similar sort of thing, and it's like going fishing, you know, in a way.
Yeah, like river fishing.
Yeah.
Rather than fishing a carp pond.
Yes.
Where you know
like
you're going to get loads of 8-pound carp.
Yeah. So
but river fishing,
this is sort of like that. So you're picking the places, you learn where things are.
Where they're going to go.
Yeah.
As well.
And I think going out, say 7 days a week, if you can, you really get to know the hawk. There's something else you get, a deeper bond. Then maybe if you was doing it once a week, you wouldn't quite get that.
No, and I'm going to say...
I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's wrong, but there's just something else I think you get if you're doing it every day.
And for me, I'm lucky I do see other people's Harrisawks fly. If you see one that's flown a bit, and it chases something and it pulls off, and then you see a bird flown 6 days a week, that maybe chases a duck flushed off a river, but still isn't going to catch it, the flight and the effort is 10 times more, and it's 10 times more exciting, because that bird's got the confidence it might catch it, hasn't it? It knows it's got some speed behind it and power.
I mean, this hawk knows when we're out, it's business, and he knows exactly what he's out for.
I think as well, people say there's a great bond with a golden eagle like no other, and there kind of is, but actually from the hunting out of a hood at hare's point of view, I think there's more of a working partnership with a Harrisawk or a goshawk, probably a redtail, in this kind of environment where you are much more bonded as a proper hunting team.
Yeah.
You know, the golden eagle doesn't even know I'm getting it ready to go until the hood comes off, whereas a Harrisawk's watching you and the dog. It's a gel team, isn't it? Hunter, and it knows. Also, it kind of knows you're there to serve it and work with it as a team. Same with the goshawk in this setting.
Yeah.
So I do like that sort of bond, but we'll see what we see.
Yeah. Let's let him go.
Let him go.
In a thick wood.
The dog's like, freaking hell, get on with it, boys.
Yesterday I took him out and realised the weight was just nice.
Okay.
So I thought, right, I've got to get that same weight today. Just fed him what I thought, and
Yeah.
He was bang on today, so I was really pleased.
She'll be full of beans.
Let's hope so. See you later, Woody.
Get that dog working.
He's looking at something now. So this is me just seeing what his reaction is. So I was just having a look really to see his response.
And does he ever go out with strangers? Is he, you know, like I'm here?
No, normally on my own all the
Oh
time.
God, but he seemed right there, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's good then.
Normally I'm on my own all the
Yeah,
time.
it can make a difference, can't it?
Nice. Right. Let's just have a look in there.
He's looking down, isn't he? So Pete's got a good variety of land. We've got scrubby woodland, open fields, tall hedgerows, and set aside patches like this, cover crop. We really don't know what's going to come out. Probably everything for your musket, 2 species of deer and a hare, because normally everything comes out for the bird you haven't got on your glove.
Yeah.
So not like to see a hare here, Pete. Not
No.
the
Probably won't see
normal.
a hare in this field.
Wow, yeah.
Some of the fields, a couple of miles away, there's some hares. But I've not got permission on there. So mainly here it's rabbit and pheasant.
Great, just a job for Woody then.
Yeah. So would it be hunting from a tree? If we get a flight, it's normally a nice flight because there's a bit of distance.
I see what you mean, yeah.
So without, Woody's got a lovely weight following on nicely.
Lovely, yeah.
But he's ready if there's something here.
Psh, 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 psh. Nothing from the dog's nose yet. So like a lot of you know, if you're hunting land near shoots, maybe the shoots wouldn't entertain you with your falconry bird on the land, but you've got good land adjacent in between. As the shooting season progresses, birds start to accumulate in your lovely land they can hide or feed in and so on. So gradually you're getting more flights off game birds, I guess without any effort from yourself.
Right, he's
Seen something far away, hasn't he? Oh, I can see something right out in that field.
yeah,
Gee whiz.
he's gone for something out there.
Is there a pheasant or something right out?
Yeah.
So in the olden days, when pretty much none of us used telemetry, certainly not with our short wings, you used your field craft, of course, and one thing was what birds are mobbing and causing a fuss in the sky like the crows. It's probably me.
He's worn out.
He says, not that day. So Woody refused to follow. And of course he can see stuff up there that we've walked over. He refused to follow on, then the next thing, out the tree into the cover strip we've just walked over. I don't know what it was because he missed, but as we approached, he started flying away from us down the tree line, so you would think a rabbit or a pheasant that scurried in that he missed is now being scared by our approach, and you know, he's kept track with it. Again, you saw how scrubby and the woodland, like natural woodland, nothing's been, no dead wood taken out. So very guerrilla tactics again, where point and shoot, rapid response, flashes of quarry and vanished again, that kind of hawking. And if you're hawking for the pot, the sort of hawking that'll, look at that, keep you warm for sure. And the dog's tongue growing longer.
The right one.
Yeah, that's perfect from up there, isn't it?
He's looking at his tree, he's going to go.
So Pete's pushing his way through cover. We're just discussing how the cover this time of year, you know, it just seems to be later and later every year, certainly since I was a kid, before the nettles and the leaves are all off the trees and shrubbery. So, you know, you've got rabbits running in there. Even a hawk-eye view is going to struggle. So Pete's battering his way through. The dog and me have decided we'll walk down the outside. And you can see, like any good house hawk, Woody's he's watching what's going on. He knows if Pete's in there, stuff's gonna possibly make swift runs, flashes of fur or feather between patches of cover, might give him a, you know, a millisecond to put some food on the table for sure. There you go, completely different viewpoint. Pete didn't see whatever that was. And equally with a Harris hawk, it could have been a vole or a frog. But that bird, you can see that movement from above far and way more than if he was riding the glove in this kind of hawking. Just like a lot of our friends in the US will walk through thick cover and have big old tea perches, so there's no trees to follow on. They'll basically carry the tree for their hawk to hunt from, essentially, giving them that hawk-eye view, aerial view.
I'm just moving him on now.
So I've broken out of this little spinney, little copses and little spinneys and little patches everywhere, look. Loads are set aside. This is like, you know, it is cultivated of course, but like wild land like this, with a mixture of habitat, is not only brilliant for wildlife, it's really, for me, I love that sort of, again, that sort of rough hawking appeal of this sort of land. What, where and when kind of thing, that something could happen. So I've said this a few times on the channel, but, you know, when I was a kid, October was traditionally your falconry and your pike fishing, because the frosts of the year, the first frost had started to kill the nettles down. They'd killed the river weeds, made these things all sort of doable. It just isn't like that now. We've just seen a common butterfly flying around. I mean, it's the end of October. You know, and it's warm. In fact, I'm going to say, if I'm out in the sun here, I could definitely be doing this in a t-shirt now. Whoa! Got one!
So here, I could definitely be doing this in a t-shirt now.
Whoa! Got one! So like we said, proper guerrilla. Here, keep coming. Proper guerrilla warfare. Pete's, there it is, just in front of me, Pete. In front of you, keep going. Keep going forward. There. Just about a yard in front of you. Literally there. You're looking, there, you got it, well done. So the dog and Pete are just disturbing things. The rabbits will just run back under that thick cover and that hawk's eye view. Again, just seeing that movement. But, like I say, proper guerrilla hawking, pot hunting until this stuff dies down and things are going to run and the hawk's going to chase. Just a little dash of fur and it's enough for that hawk to lock on and make a move. Well done, Woody. He's done a few air miles to get to this point today. Bit of relief for Pete.
He's got 1 foot round one side of the branch.
That old chestnut, I did that with like sheep netting around our way. So there you go. Pete's extracted them from the cover and Woody's going to get a well-earned reward. Look at that. Well done, Woody.
Yeah, it was.
I say you've done some air miles. You've done a few miles, haven't you, Pete?
I am knackered. Certainly give you some exercise.
I nearly fell over.
Sweating. But you know, we're trying to serve the hawk, and you've got to work for it. And there's so much cover. At the moment, we're not. I mean, we're always trying to look for a flight, but with the cover, it's difficult at the moment.
It's incredibly difficult.
But at least we've sort of served the bird. The hawk's being fed, getting fit, ready for, you know, the coming season. Really early days.
I think as well, yeah, because this mileage he's doing. I think a lot of sort of shooting men and women, they just really wouldn't get what we've just done, would they?
No.
They'd be like, what the hell was all that for? You've just got one rabbit, you've walked all that,
Yeah.
you're sweating buckets,
Yeah.
you've run ragged by the thorns.
Yeah.
You know, what's the point of that?
Yeah. It's all about. Well, the thing, isn't it? It's like fishing all day long and you don't catch anything.
Yeah. Why climb a mountain?
Yeah. Why climb a
You
mountain?
know.
Why do anything? It's yeah. It's all about serving that hawk, really.
And the challenge and the difficulty is, in a way, it's what stops it getting boring, isn't it? You know, it is the
Yeah.
fact that it's a. You're right. We've got home with one rabbit, but
That's it.
it's been a challenge to get that far.
And I always let Woody fill up on his rabbit. I don't multi-kill like you could do, but
Well, you couldn't. You'd have a heart attack.
I would. But
Yeah, no, I know.
I
what
do
you mean.
feel that it gives them more determination. What do you think?
I've always done
Yeah.
single kills
Yeah.
with a young hawk. You know, usually all the way through its first season, and then I might do the odd double when we used to have a local club, and very rarely I'd go out on a field meet. But yeah, I'm not. You know, like you say, if you're the difference is, I think, if you're going out every day, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't need to kill anymore. You can do that all again tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think the people that do only or can only
Supposed to be
fly
eating
2
it.
days of the weekend or something, and they catch on their first 10 minutes. They wanna sort of, you know, they're out for their weekend's hobby or their weekend's passion, whatever. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've done weekend hawking and I'll be glad to do it this year, really. But it's
Supposed to be eating the meat.
it's not. There's no need, is there? Literally, if you're out again tomorrow,
Yeah.
you know, you can do
No
it all
need,
again
yeah.
tomorrow. You've worked hard.
And so tomorrow, his weight will be up a bit more than today. and he might be a little bit lethargic, but he still hunt. So yeah, he'll still hunt tomorrow, but might be a little bit lethargic, but we're still going to get out.
Yeah, and if he's too lethargic to catch, he won't get such a big meal tomorrow, and he'll be hungry until the next day, won't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Kind of thing.
I cut that leg for him, and he's decided to pull all the innards out.
Yeah, that's why we're not filming that bit. Want to put me off my lunch. Oh, success though.
Yes, yeah, I've had a lovely day. Thanks for coming down, Dave. And at least we've got something. I thought we was going to have one of them days where you went home and said there was nothing caught.
Yeah.
So Woody does normally catch most times out, especially in this bit here because it is quite rabbity.
Oh, how he saw that rabbit is beyond me. You know, again, eagle eyes.
We didn't get a good flight. Did you say there might be a primary?
Other wing.
Right.
And it's going down, isn't it?
Yeah, it might be.
It's not missing at all. I think it's just one later from the moult. So we talked about Woody earlier. Woody has a deck feather pulled out a couple of seasons ago. I've been lucky that they've always grown back with me. Woody's had a couple of months now, and it hasn't grown back, has it? So they are hit and miss.
It's still got plenty of crop to fill there.
Plenty of crop to fill. And that, you know, other than the vitals, the rabbit meat's not overly calorific, is it? So you can have a whole crop full of that, can't you, really? And
yeah.
you'll burn through that.
Oh yeah, they'll be right.
But this is how I used to like flying my hawks. Get something, good feed up, and even if they were too high, those goshawks to fly the next day, then they'd burn that off sitting around all day. But the next day they'd naturally be on killing weight, so they're really getting their kills and their food naturally out in the field. If you can get out sort of 6 days a week, and you've got good land and field craft and a good bird, you can feed them. They're feeding themselves, aren't they, Pete, really, for the season?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. And the more you do it, the more, well, we call it tame, manned, whatever, we'll end up almost at flying weight at the end of the season.
Yeah, yeah.
An ounce off of it.
Amazing,
we could be,
yeah.
and we have been.
At molting weight, do you mean?
No, when we end up at the end of the season,
yeah,
at molting weight, it is molting weight. At the end of the season, we'll be like an ounce and a half to an ounce off of his weight that he was when he come out of molt.
Yeah, well, yeah. Amazing.
It's just through
confidence and conditioning, isn't
it?
You know?
and knowing it's all happening. And
I was having a chat. I didn't record much of it because, say, first time really spoke to Tony James, but on a previous video we were talking about saying, you know, this weighing our birds is such a recent thing in a 4,000 history of falconry. You know, you read the older books, they talk about condition, high, low. They're talking about condition, and you know that's a physical and mental thing we're talking about. And they'd look at their bird's body language, they'd feel the keel and the underwing muscles, and they'd, you know, they didn't weigh their birds. This wasn't even weighing birds of prey wasn't invented for most of falconry. It wasn't a thing that was even invented.
I've said before, at the end of the season or halfway through, I could get away without weighing him. I could do.
Yeah, I believe
I'll weigh
him
him just to see what's going on, but you just know he's going to be all right. And then if he's a little bit sluggish, then take him down a little bit.
That's it. You know he'll be all right. So the worst case is he won't follow on, very snappish. He might be slow to come to glove, but then you modify that behaviour for the next day, don't you?
That's it.
With what and when, how much feed him.
Yeah, because then the weather gets colder, so you might want more food, and so the scales really is just to say, yeah, you are doing the right thing. It's a little bit of confidence.
And
really.
it makes it easier for novices, of course, that you know they don't understand. By the very fact they're novices, they don't understand birds' behaviour, anything like the more seasoned falconer would, do they? So the weighing the birds has made it a much easier way.
I'll give him
to get into falconry, to train your birds, train your bird basically.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people put very little sort of onus on their scales. I know David Rampling's not, you know, he does an awful lot with his conditioning and his observations. And so Tony was speaking similar, and you were saying the same. If you only go by the scales and you never learn to feel the hawk's muscles, or observe and read the bird's body language, you're missing out, aren't you? You know,
Definitely,
so's your
yeah.
bird, probably missing out on flying at a higher weight.
Well, that's what I was saying. I think that you get when you're flying every day, as opposed to you know, infrequently. But that's all you can do. That's all you can do. I think you pick up more, all them little details.
Yeah, yeah. And you can make that adjustment, can't you? If you fly Sunday and things aren't right, and you think, oh, the weight needs to be this or that, but you're not going out until Friday, you kind of haven't got.
Yeah.
You can't put that into the practice, can you? No, Kyle was
it's harder.
out with me. I think it was Friday, Saturday we went out, and you know, Friday the bird wasn't right, but he made adjustments. But then he's back out Saturday, so he can kind of read those adjustments.
And I took him out yesterday.
Probably went out the next day, same.
And I knew you was coming down, and I thought I'll see what he was like yesterday, because I knew he'd be the same today as yesterday. And as he was good yesterday, I just kept that weight bang on, and I fed him. When I weighed him this morning, he was, well, it was absolutely bang on to what he was yesterday. So
Got him just
them,
right.
it's a sort of you know what to feed them, but I don't think you could do that if you was doing it occasionally.
No.
So I ate, you know, from one day to the next, and that was exactly the same weight to the gram.
Yeah, wow.
I mean,
that's
that
good, yeah,
bit
yeah.
of chance, but
yeah.
some of that is the beauty of flying regular.
Yeah.
I'd say.
And again, you know, why do birds scream? Well, let's face it, you've got your hawk sitting there Monday till Friday. Maybe you fattened a bit on its last flight Sunday, but then you're getting it right back down to flying weight for Friday, and you're just going by weight. That bird's pretty hungry and keen when it's just sitting on its perch for no reason.
Yeah.
You've got to have it thereabouts, or else you're not going to have it right for your Friday or Saturday. So it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do well, falconry as a weekend thing. It really isn't, is it? Not at all. You know?
No, but if that's all you've got, then
Yeah, maybe maybe with some jump ups and that, and stuff in the night, you know.
Yeah, doing something every day. It's I don't think they should be left totally. So his crop now is like a big golf ball. So we're getting there now to pull him off, because I want to be flying him tomorrow. But you can see how he comes off of that.
Wow, no problem at all.
Nah.
Dog's like, oh, I get all of it.
With your glasses on, Dave.
Yeah, no, you put in your safety clip on just like you would any good falconer would, especially if they were flying in a group. You know, some people, they can't be trusted not to slip their hawks out of turn, but if it's clipped on, they can't. Did someone recently say to you, oh, can't believe how you shouldn't be tethering your bird with that kind of clip or something, Pete?
Yeah, there was
a mistake.
It was misunderstood.
Okay, yeah.
They thought someone had seen it and passed it on to another falconer, and the other falconer said, you shouldn't be doing that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Of course, I don't tether my hawk like
No,
that.
no. It's a very different thing, isn't it? A safety clip.
That's just a safety clip for ease when we're flying.
Yeah, just to keep it safe.
Because even if it broke, it's still got its telemetry on.
Yeah.
But talking about telemetry, Dave, look, the antenna's come
Oh,
on
look at that.
whilst we've been out.
But there you go, he's crashed into those thick bramble patches a couple of times, probably just ripped it off.
Yeah, maybe.
And I can tell you something else. So Kyle had 2 transmitters on his eagle at the weekend, one on the leg, one on the tail, and it played up on one of the days, and it sat up a tree, and we watched it chewing at its leg mount. Now, when we got the eagle back, and we got back to the van, we realised the transmitter wasn't on its leg.
Oh.
Both of us had receivers,
Right.
and we knew it was most likely in a hedge bottom under the tree he was in, chewing at it.
Yeah.
And I said, well, it's obviously no good. We'll find it anyway, because the range was probably like, 10 metres on max.
Yeah.
And we finally found it, and it hadn't got an aerial on, and that's obviously why we couldn't. This range was so low, so he had chewed it, but luckily he'd just done that.
Yeah.
We thought he'd just buggered it, but
Yeah,
it just no antennae. It was in the ground and no range at all.
And I've had the same before. This has happened before, and I've been tracking him, and it seemed like he was a long way off, but in actual fact he wasn't.
Yeah.
It just knocks the range down. But
Yeah.
But that's a big old crop there. He'll probably be a good 2 ounces heavier tomorrow, I would have thought.
And will you come out a bit later on tomorrow or not bother?
I don't know. I'll probably still fly him tomorrow.
Yeah,
Definitely as the season goes on,
yeah.
I will fly him every day. But maybe tomorrow.
While it's tough, like out here.
Why it's tough, I'll see. But I probably will take him flying.
Yeah, just
I probably will.
So look at that rabbit. He's not that bothered now, is he? Oh, no, it's not there. I'm thinking he's looking at a rabbit. He's looking at the fluff. Where it's gone and hasn't done eating it. Well done.
Right, next is Longwing, but we're not sure if we can film that, are we?
No, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Look at that. He felt a bit silly like that, so he's gone to the front leg poise now. She. She's
getting the smell. She knows. They're in there. She knows they're in there.
Telling you. Yeah, funny. Would she push him out or not?
No, this is where I'd normally put Chewy.
I'm just going to say, I bet you miss Chewy, don't you, for that kind of thing?
Because he'd go in there now.
Good little terrier.
And he'd stand there.
Yeah. He'd push it all out. Oh.
But she'd just stay there.
The man shed.
It is the man shed. This is where I keep all my favourite tools. Look at this beautiful axe.
Oh, blimey. You spend time polishing your axe looking at that?
Yeah, you've got to have a nice shiny axe.
Oh, blimey. What are those funny looking bauble things there? Like a bell making kit.
Oh, this is where I make the bells.
Wow, look at them things. All different sizes.
Yeah, Dapper, I think it's called. Yeah, so I start off in the big one, and then take them round different sizes until you get...
Oh, what, till it's like a sphere or half a sphere? Like.
Until I get the size I want.
Yeah, look at Woody.
Which is... That one there's a homemade one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's copper.
That's a bit of skill, isn't it? Yeah, sounds right, doesn't it?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, very different style, isn't it? Wow. Is that the double door system there,
Double
Pete?
door system, yeah. Just in case, don't really need it when we're out, like, when it's molting it's worse. But you should have it really, if you want to be safe.
No, you're right, yeah.
But then, here we are. Cosy home.
Des Res, that's a good idea.
Little wipe down. And wood goes up there, or sometimes it goes up there. And then I'll open that hatch up.
That's good, isn't it?
And he
So
can
he's
go
got his
out on
outdoor
his own.
bit, yeah.
But no,
Messy
quite nice.
things, aren't they?
Oh,
Birds of
messy,
prey.
yeah, they're messy.
They really are.
Straight down the hill.
Wow. Con lives that way. So after that lovely morning out, we went back to Pete's for a little bit of luncheon, and then we went out with Pete's friend Con. Now Con is a very well-known falconer, probably within a higher echelons of, is that a word, of the falconry community. He, again, is a long-term falconer, knows his stuff very well. He's a long winger, although he's flown all kinds of things in the past. Con's quite a traditional falconer in the sense that he's not keen on social media. He sees, the negativities, which there are, of course, involved in falconry, splashed all over social media. I met Con briefly over a decade ago here at Holdenby out on a Merlin day. The Merlin guys doing their tour, as they do, around the UK in that short sort of lark season. They came here once a long time ago. I didn't know I met him, but we realised that we did when we met. But really, I don't know him, he doesn't know me. It's not for me to argue the pros and cons of social media falconry, and he didn't really want to be filmed. Completely understandable. It would be very rude of me as a guest to, argue look, this stuff that you're telling me and that you're showing us, people need to see it. It's such a high level of falconry. Like we said, we really want to talk to these people that are really at the top end of falconry, hear their stories, learn what they've got to say. Don't get me wrong, Con was a good sport. We did a bit of ribbing and he took it well, but total respect, I wasn't going to push that issue at all. He took both Pete and I out to fly his peregrines, and this is what I think is wonderful. I don't breed birds. I have no interest in. I don't personally have an interest in breeding birds of prey, but this I think is wonderful. So he's he's flown birds. He's picked from the top longwings, the top, let's say peregrines and merlins. They're his real forte, and then he's bred from them, and then flown their offspring. And again, had to pick, if you breed them, you can pick out the very, very best, can't you? You can, he gave us a Merlin last year and he said, this isn't the cream of the crop for lark hawking, but it's a dynamite bird and for lure bird and that. So, Emily flies it here at Icarus Falconry, stunning bird. But someone that breeds them every year, he can pick them out. So I think that's wonderful. And in our discussions, again, which would have been so good to share, one thing he said that I've never thought about. So I often say to people at our talks that the young buzzards and kites that you see this summer, probably 80% of those won't be here in the spring. And the biggest killer will be starvation for a predator. So, it's like that 20% that will then survive another winter or two because they're good at what they do. They've got the genes, they're just wired better, or they're a bit lucky maybe, but they're the 20% that will go on and breed. Evolution in nature's way, survival of the fittest and the strongest and the best suited. And something I never thought about, and we talked about this, if you breed birds of prey in captivity like we do, and they have, 5 babies in a clutch, let's just say, and off go those 5 babies to falconers, they should, unless they've got a genetic illness, but they should all be good birds, fare well, do okay. But in the wild, 80% of them would have died. And the best birds you're ever going to get would be from those 20% in the wild. But we might even, we're now breeding from the 80% that aren't the best because we never knew, because we're not taking them from the wild as haggard birds. We're breeding them. So a lot of our birds can be the very mediocre kind of 80% and even bred from what would have been the mediocre 80%. So that's quite interesting. But as someone that breeds them, Con's in a position to sort of say, I've flown this Merlin this year, it's a good bird, but it's not a bird of a lifetime. I'll pass that on to a really great person that's going to fly it as for displays, as an example, and fly another one, and that opportunity to fly the birds you've flown and bred from, fantastic. The real reason, or one of the real reasons it's a shame we didn't get to film, Con specialises in flying peregrines at larks, not summer lark, we're talking now like winter larks. So Tearsall peregrine, getting onto a reasonable pitch. It doesn't want to be through the ceiling because the larks are small, they're going to get away to the hedgerow. And these birds are stooping vertically, and the bottom of that stoop isn't a swoosh and a straight like a game bird. It is a phenomenal high-speed zigzag. And I said, do you ever catch any? We didn't catch any. And he said, very, very rarely, but I train these birds in such a way that they still fly them with gusto, and occasionally I get one. What an amazing, that high end again, not looking for bag size, climbing that mountain, doing something that's almost impossible, but you just get enough success that those rewards are so high. And I've got to say, it was incredibly exciting. Longwing falconry, incredibly exciting. A real niche, which again would have been great to talk about. I did joke, said if we filmed this, everyone would be rushing out for a Tearsall peregrine to try and catch larks in the winter, but incredibly difficult, incredibly specialised, but very, very exciting. And again, he was flying a once interviewed Tearsall and a brown bird of the year, this year's bird he'd bred. Just fantastic relationship with those birds, just the way the man fed and handled those birds. And the dog was just exceptionally good. And just that proper falconry bond was just, yeah, beautiful to witness. So sorry it's not here for you to see. That's just totally out of respect. Who knows what the future holds? Who knows? I have to butter you up, Con, if you ever watch this programme. But great day out. I hope you enjoyed that interview. It's not the first one, but we're going to do we'll put a playlist in and we'll make these interviews, these podcast type ones where we see a bit of people's falconry, but we get to interview them and speak to them about their, why do I keep saying this? I hate this phrase, their journey along the falconry path. Peter's good sport, incredibly generous, and we all went out for an evening meal with other falconers, and that again, and an avian vet. That again, it's great to socialise and chinwag. And once again, if I'm not going to do much personal falconry this year, I think there's going to be no better second best than to see all these different aspects of falconry, these different people. Just talking yesterday, I learned so much once again, and that's what I love about falconry. You never stop learning, and if you do, it must be so boring for you. It really must be. Or we saw Pete fly, we worked hard and we took one rabbit off the land, and we saw Con fly and have a phenomenal falconry and catch nothing at all. And as he says, you know, it's a red letter day when I do catch this form of falconry. I do feel that falconry is such a pure form of hunting. It truly is. It's down to your skill at training an animal, and it's down to animals, and it's your skill of fieldcraft. But at the end of the day, as soon as that bird leaves the glove, you're pretty much then, you're witnessing predator and prey, especially if they're matched correctly in their natural landscape, more or less nowadays, and that natural predator and prey, nothing else beats it. Massively low reward, but to see these animals do their thing at the top of their game, both predator and prey, fascinating and exciting stuff. Anyway, more of these interviews to come. Catch you later. Work to do. Guess what kind of work I'm going to do here at the Falconry Centre? Maintenance. See you guys soon.